Joining us now, we're going to combine our New Media Monday with our Mo Money Monday. She's a senior financial advisor for Wealth Management Financial Advisors. She is the author of The Smart Money Rules, a book we all need to pick up. She's a UCLA MBA and a Stanford graduate. And I always say she's saved more black homes than the fire department. Marie Deary, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we've got a lot going on in your office right now. We've got the statewide stimulus program that's kicking in. Of course, you're dealing with the second wave of the Paycheck Protection, or second draw, as they call it. I guess it's really the third or fourth wave of the federal program. You've got taxes going on, and presumably we'll have another stimulus or rescue package coming through the feds in a month or two, one hopes.
Yes, Dominique. And this could not be greater for small business owners and individuals for those stimulus checks. It could not be any better. We just have to take advantage of it.
Okay, so let's clear up some confusion. There's always confusion because there are different levels, right? You got the federal government. That's where you have Biden and Harris right now trying to clean up a giant mess left by the 45th president. And then you have got state programs that are administered by the governor. Then there's county, then city, right? And also on each of those levels, you have taxes. Wherever there's money coming in, there is money going out. So, and it seems like right now it's a time when we've got to get our money stuff together. I'm talking to myself right now because all of the opportunities are there, and also a lot of challenges are there because of the pandemic. And so we've got to get our ducks in a row. And what does that mean for most of the black folks that come to you? What are the basics that we're missing?
Dominique, it is taxes. Whatever program, whether it is the government, the United States, the IRS, or the state, county, the first thing that you ask for are your taxes. And if you do not have your taxes, you cannot participate. So having your taxes is easy. All you have to do is file at least the minimum the last 2 years. Because if you file the last 2 years, not only can you get whatever federal program that's out there, you are going to be able to get the stimulus. So my recommendation, whether I file the taxes on your behalf or you go to your regular person that you go to every year to file your taxes, you do that.
Or you do it yourself. I mean, if you're not making enough money to even owe any taxes, you might be able to do it yourself, right, with a Form EZ. Do they still have Form EZs?
Yes,
I remember doing those back in the day.
But I would not recommend it. I would recommend that you go to a certified tax preparer and let them do it. So that way you're not cheating yourself out of $1,200 or $600 or $20,000.
So the $600 you're talking about, of course, is the state stimulus. The $1,200 or $1,400 or whatever it ends up being is the federal stimulus.
Federal.
And the $20,000 is the loan, the Paycheck Protection loan.
Right, the grant. And so I say to everyone out there, you have to take advantage, because it is money, it is free money that's out there, and you have to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've talked about this, but we're going to keep saying it because apparently that's why people do commercials. You have to say something over and over again until people really hear you. And sometimes it's because it was said a different way or it was a different person saying it. But for some reason, a lot of black people are not accessing this money. And the Paycheck Protection Loan, which turns into a grant if you follow the rules, meaning you don't have to pay it back, is money that a lot of us qualify for, and we just assume that we don't because we're not, some huge corporation like Domino's Pizza or whatever the thing. We may qualify and we don't even realize it. Now, there's a lot of fear around all of this money, the stimulus money, or whatever it is, really relief money. It's not stimulus money. It's meant to save us in the middle of a pandemic, whatever you want to call it, stimulus money, relief money, and also those paycheck protection loans or grants. So many people have told me personally, I'm afraid that I'll get in trouble if I take the money. I'm afraid I won't be able to pay it back. I'm afraid that if I take the stimulus or relief check, they're going to take it out of my taxes. This rumor has been all over the internet. And it's just, none of those are true, right?
It's not true. The stimulus, you do not have, all you have to do is file your 2019 taxes and your 2020 taxes. You do not have to pay back that money. Your stimulus or relief money is money that the government, the Treasury Department, is given to you so that you can spend it and keep the economy moving. And there is no fear. There is no fear that you should not be fearful of collecting that money. The government, the only people that the government is not giving this money to is if you are a felon. Other than that,
I
the
didn't
money
know that.
is yours.
No, when you're saying if you're a felon, you won't get the stimulus money or you won't get the paycheck protection.
You would not get the paycheck or either one.
Really? So if you're a felon and you're off parole and everything, and you are trying to live your life, you still don't get a relief check? That's terrible.
If you,
I'm sorry, I don't agree with that.
Let me qualify. It's difficult. If you committed a crime, you pay your debt to society, and you live in your life. You can apply. You can definitely apply. Whether or not you're going to get it is something else. But I have applied on behalf of my clients, and we are still waiting.
Okay. So you give it a try and see what happens. I just don't agree with that conceptually at all. Everybody's got to eat. And in pandemic especially, everybody has got to eat. That's just human grace and human nature. But we have to deal with the rules the way they are now until we change them. And right now, we've talked about this off the air a lot, Marie, in private conversations. And I don't want to put everybody on blast, but I do want to point out the seriousness of this, which is that a lot of small Black-owned businesses, especially those, sole proprietorships. In other words, one person that does a thing, one person that makes T-shirts, or one person that sells pies or whatever. A lot of us are not filing taxes for our business. We might even be doing our own personal taxes, but we're not filing that Schedule C on our personal taxes, or else we're not incorporated and filing business taxes. So that means that we are not eligible for help. And some people do it because it's too overwhelming to try to do all this paperwork and they don't know where to start. Some people do it because they think they're going to be better off not reporting that income. And from what I understand, both of those are not accurate in your view.
They are not. Dominique, it is very important, especially for those of us who live in Southern California. Let's assume, I'll break it down this way. Let's assume you want to buy a home and you are a W-2 employee. So you get, let's say you work for PG&E or Edison. You collect a W-2, you make $70,000 a year. But to qualify for a home in Southern California, you may have to make $100,000 or $95,000. And you have a side hustle. You might be driving Uber or Lyft or you might be working for a major trucking company that gives you a W-2, and on the side you drop a load here, you drop a load there on the side. That money that you receive on the side, that money can be very important in whether or not you qualify for this home or not. If you have a business on the side, and let's say you want to purchase a home in 2 years, you must have a plan. And that plan is for you to show all your income. Because the first thing the bank will ask you for is your taxes. Show me the last 2 years of your taxes. If you've been reporting the last 2 years of your taxes, then you can qualify. If you have not been reporting those 2 years of side hustle, you may not qualify. So I am here to say to you, Front Page family, report your side hustle. You do not have to say, you made 80,000 or 30,000, but you have to report something. You can report your tax, your side hustle, and everything you make for your side hustle, you eat it up in expenses. Well, that's good.
Which is very realistic in LA because everything is expensive.
Right. You could, but that's okay if you don't have a plan to buy a house in 2 years. But if you have a plan, then you want to show every year that your side hustle is making money. After you close escrow, you can do something about the back taxes. But you have to report your side hustle.
Okay, well, let me ask you about that. I mean, if I am a homeowner, right? Not a homeowner, forget that. If I am a business owner, whatever my business, whether I'm, the famous guy selling incense in front of the post office, or whether I'm, just selling a book that I self-publish for a few extra dollars here and there. And, and I am my only employee, and I want to try to apply for a paycheck protection loan, but I haven't done my taxes. Can I do them now for the years that I've missed and still qualify?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because what having a Schedule C, or what being a sole proprietor is all about, one of the major concern or documents that have to be shown, you have to prove, is that you were in business prior to February 15th. This is the major document. So you have to have personal bank statement that shows you have had this account prior to 2020, February of 2020. So that's your proof. So you prove that you have been in business. Remember, family, you do not have to have a EIN number. I see a lot of people come into me and say, well, I don't have an EIN number. Or you do not have to have an EIN number. You need to prove that you were in business prior to February 15th, and you file your taxes as a sole proprietor. That's it. Now, it is up to me. When you come to me, it is up to me now to package you. And part of packaging you is making sure your taxes are complete. Making sure that I filed all the necessary documents to complete your taxes. So many people out there think, well, I don't have a relationship with my bank. I don't have a EIN number. I have not filed any taxes in the last 10 years. you don't deal with that. The fact, what you want, you are an American, and this money is out there to help folks like us, like you. And you met the requirements. You have a bank statement that showed you were in business. You have a personal account prior to February 15th. With that information, you go forward.
All right. So the thing is, and we say it all the time. Oh, by the way, it's Radio Free 102.3 KJLH, Compton, Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Inglewood. We're talking with Marie Deary. Do not be shy. Don't be silly. Get free advice. If you have a situation facing you, whether it's foreclosure, forbearance, taxes, one of these paycheck protection, EIDL, or state loans you want to get, or grants, and you're not sure what to do, call us, 520-KJLH. Just add your area code, 520-5554, and you are in. Get a little personal consultation this morning, free of charge. Thank you, KJLH. It is scary. I remember my mom, may she rest in peace, she never wanted to file her taxes. For many years, she didn't file her tax. I can say it now because I can't get her now. She actually did file her taxes. At one point, she had to file 10 years at once because she just never did it. And it was a nightmare. But when she did it, it was done. And then, and then she was able to do other things that she needed to do. With her, it was more of a kind of a protest thing where she just didn't, like, this government, I don't want to support their wars kind of thing. I get that, Mom. But you have to be able to be what you always say is in compliance, meaning that you're in good standing with the government in order to get these programs, stay out of jail. Thank you, Wesley Snipes. And get access, support for your business. So why is it scary? Like, if I haven't filed in 10 years and I file, that keeps me out of jail, right? Or am I going to get in some kind of trouble if I file after a really long time?
No, Dominique.
What's the downside is what I'm asking.
There is no downside. Family, there is no downside. There are companies that gets on the air and try to scare you. There's nothing to be scared about. There is nothing. What the IRS wants you to do is to file, because they want to make sure if you owed your taxes, you have some kind of an arrangement to pay your taxes. And Dominic, before I forget, when the representative gets online, I would like you to talk to her about forbearance and foreclosure, because I'm not hearing the level of help that our homeowners need. I'm not hearing anyone talking about it. And homeowners need relief from the forbearances.
Well, I know. Yeah. Well, we can talk about that. We did a whole show about it. It was during the summer. So now we have a new president. It would be nice to get an update. But the question is, like, and I know they extended the foreclosure ban, but that's only for people who are in homes backed by federal loans, right? And so if you're not in a home backed by a federal loan, that doesn't help you.
Right. That's correct. That is correct. And especially in Southern California, or in California in general, most of our loans are what you call over $714,000, let's say. And these homes are private mortgages. And they don't necessarily have to follow, unless the government puts some kind of carrot in there for them. They do not have to follow whatever the government says. So we have to make sure that for all those homes that are in foreclosure, there is a solution, because the real estate companies, they are gearing up. And let me tell you, they are gearing up for the crisis, the next crisis.
They're getting ready to take people's homes. I can tell. People are getting notices. Ready. Even, they're and it's going to be aggressive is what I imagine, taking homes back.
It is.
Okay, we've got a bunch of people on the phone, so I don't want to get too far down this rabbit hole. But go ahead and finish what you were saying.
It is going to be more aggressive. The lender sends you a statement every month, but it tells you how many months you are behind. It tells you even though you are in forbearance, it tells you are 6 months behind. You are 18 months behind. So homeowners, this is the time that you have to write to your Congress people. You have to let them know what's about help for homeowners.
Yeah,
homeowners.
What I was saying by saying that that the Biden administration had extended the foreclosure,
the
moratorium is just that it's obviously on their plate. I haven't seen the entire 1.9 stimulus bill. I don't know what's in it because it's more than 600 pages, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
But, I think that's absolutely right, especially with all these rent moratoriums. You have to have help for those homeowners. Once we come out of the moratorium, we can't be slammed with 3, 6, 12 months of mortgage all at once. Okay, we've got some folks on the phone. We've got an anonymous caller from Upland. Good morning, Anonymous. Welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for the information. I had a question concerning my amending my taxes so that I could. I do a gig on the side, and I filed my I filed my taxes last year, but they didn't include my gig money, and so I don't have a 1040C for this year to be able to qualify for the PPP. I want to know how I go about amending that.
Okay.
So can he amend his taxes after the fact?
He can amend his taxes, but is it going to be necessary for him to amend the taxes? I would recommend that you call my office, 562-427-8877. Call my office, because it may not be necessary. Let me tell you, you may think you have to, but when I'm finished packaging you, you don't need anything other than what you have. So
all right.
let me do the packaging.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thanks, Anonymous. But for most people, they would need to have a Schedule C or show that they were in business in 2019, right? Or at least in early 2020, like January, February.
In February of 2020. So most people, Dominique, do not have a Schedule C. Whoever they've been going to do their taxes, they have never created a Schedule C. My clients have a Schedule C. However, if you do not have a Schedule C, I need to see the taxes.
You have to see what is there before you can make a recommendation. Yeah.
Before I make a and that's easy. That is just a matter of calling my office and
say the number again.
562-427-8877.
And again, you can, I recommend Maria. I've worked with her for many years, but you can find another person. We always say, probably you don't want a person who has someone spinning a sign in the street in front of their office who's going to just pop up for tax season and disappear. You want someone who's been in that community for a long time, who's there when it's tax season, when it's not tax season, someone that you can find when things go south, if they do. And explain really quickly, because I have more folks on the phone, what a Schedule C is.
A Schedule C is basically a profit and loss statement within your 1040. It's part of your 1040. If you do not, most people do not have a Schedule C.
And of course, the 1040 is the regular tax form.
It's your
for those
regular
of
tax.
you who haven't ever filed your taxes, but you're getting ready to do it now.
and hopefully you are more knowledgeable about your taxes today than you ever been.
All righty.
So,
go ahead.
So if you do not have a Schedule C, that's okay. I need to know that, because then I need to make sure that going forward you have a Schedule C. And when I finish packaging you for whether it is the EIDL loan or the PPP loan, you become qualified. And
EIDL.
not only that, the EIDL, not only that, when you want to apply for any of the grants that the state or the county has, you can participate proudly as a member of society.
All right, I got to take a break right here. But if you're on hold, don't give up. If you have a question, do call 520-KJLH, 520-5554. We're talking money. And there is an online component to that. So this is also serving as our new Media Monday. We'll talk about that when we get back to it's radio free. By the way, pray for our friend Miles. She's out there in Texas dealing with these crazy Republicans and their messed up power grid. Whew. She's okay, but, you know, the struggle is real. It is the front page. It's Radio Free 102.3 KJLA.